It is the Loop Logic Podcast. I'm your host, Reggie Robinson. Now, for the people who have been listening, I know I took quite a bit of a break off. But I'm back to the business. So, without further ado, I'll let y'all know I am not in Stu 352 right now. I'm actually out of state right now. I'm currently in Chicago, Illinois. I was here visiting a friend. And I was supposed to be doing a podcast with a very, very, very special guest. He's actually from Chicago. He's actually a music artist. He goes by the name of God. Not spiritually. That's his rap name. But from Chicago, Illinois, a rapper named God. He's supposed to be on my show. I talked to him, I emailed him, DM'd him. Sadly, he's still in Los Angeles right now. Still getting some of his work done, recording some new music and stuff. So, I can't be mad at him. He's working. But I'm still try to get him on the show later on. So, possibly, if he come to Florida or if I come back up here, we can maybe do a show. So, I'm going to have him on my list. If y'all keep listening, that can and will be coming shortly. So, first of all, I just want to give a shout out to God for being a good sport, man, and actually answering to my DMs, not being like all the other artists. Hey, come on, don't be a dick, man. I'm trying to do business here. I know you got a little popularity, but shit, I'm trying to give you more. It don't matter how many listeners I got. I got listeners in different areas, mostly in Florida, but I got some in different areas as well. But I want some exposure, and I want to help other people get some exposure. So, with that being said, shout out to God for doing his thing, still doing his thing. And just in case if y'all don't know, he dropped a new mixtape called, I think it's The Bible 2. If I'm not mistaken, and it's on YouTube. They don't have it split up in certain tracks. They have the whole mixtape on one YouTube video. So if you do want to go listen to that, you can go check out him and some of his music. And the shit's fire, I'm telling you. So y'all go check that out. It's a good listen, trust me. I fuck with him. He go hard as fuck. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Like I said, I'm currently in Chicago, Illinois, and I've had this topic on my mind for a while now. And this actually came from an article I read from the Huffington Post. It was written by a lady named Genicca Whitney. She's a mindset coach and a business strategist. And the question today is, why do strangers support better than your friends and family? Now, I know. I have family and I have friends myself, so I know some of y'all gonna get all fucking butt hurt and get your little thong in a bunch. But I got some good points here. Actually, Miss Whitney, has a couple good points here that I want to point out, and I agree with all of them, really. But the first point she says, number one, sometimes our friends and family can become intimidated by us. Now you say intimidated. Intimidated how? Like intimidated what, you gonna whip my ass intimidated? Or you just a big nigga, I'm scared of you type intimidated. No, it's really more of a mindset type of thing. She says when confidence pushes us to take a risk, these things come as a surprise to our friends and family. And they don't know how to react to the new you. And when I read that, I had to write that down because it's funny because now that I do a podcast and I guess people have never seen this side of me, quote unquote, speaking out. Because a lot of people like to say I'm shy for some reason and nonchalant. First of all, let me break this down to you. I'm not shy. I'm not nonchalant. I'm gonna tell you what I am. I don't talk to everybody. Don't expect me to come out of my way and be all happy-go-lucky and fucking be cool with you on the first day. No. 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna say shit to you until you say something to me. That's just how I am. That don't mean I'm shy. I'm very talkative. As you can see, I do a podcast, so I have to talk. But I'm far from shy. I'm not nonchalant. But, like you said, your friends and family, they don't know how to react to the new you. This is not a new me. This is actually... let me see how I can put this. Speaking out in public and doing things for other people to notice is something that I always had in me, but I never brought it out. And I'm gonna tell you why. Me being a brute honest person, I feel like some people can't handle everything that I'm gonna say. Like some things on this podcast, I know some people gonna agree, I know some people gonna disagree, but I don't give a fuck at the end of the day. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, of course. And like I said, everything on this show is an opinion. I have facts and statistics for certain episodes, and I do a lot of research for all my episodes. But just like how I'm doing now, I'm reading off of what somebody else said, and I'm going to give you my piece on it. That's how I do things. That's my opinion of it. Everybody ain't going to like this new you. Or if they say it's a new you, really is a you that it really is you that nobody ever knew. That's how I see it. People see me doing a podcast, I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like, I would have never thought you'd do something like that. Like, you wasn't this type of person in school. You crazy as fuck. And 9 times out of 10, you probably didn't go to school with me. To be honest. Because I am very talkative. I used to get in trouble. And I didn't do no bad shit. I was just a class clown. I used to like to fuck with everybody. So I got into a lot of trouble. And this type of confidence, it does push people to take risk. And you have to take risk, I believe, if you want to get somewhere in life. You have to take some kind of risk. Now, taking an opportunity is a risk. Just like this, I see this as an opportunity to get my voice out on a platform and be known in some way, shape, or form. So, I'm going to take that risk. I know it could come good and I know it can come bad. But that's all on me because of what I say. But, like I say, I'm going to take that risk. And you got to be confident in your work. And I'm confident in all of my work. Trust me. Now, I've had a backlash from episode 1. Like I said, like my YouTube channel got terminated for a few hours because of some shit that me or some of my guests probably said. But hey, it's all the risk, like I said. Especially when it comes to a black man's voice. Oh yeah, that's a risk. Anything a black man do is a risk, really. But I'm gonna read this over for y'all. When confidence pushes us to take risk, these things come as a surprise to family and friends, and they don't know how to react to the new you. Now here's another quote she said. Live your life the way that truly make you feel alive, and those who appreciate the sense of courage will light your way. Now, if that ain't the realest shit I ever heard, boy, I don't know what the fuck is. But she is not lying, boy. And that's one thing I truly believe in, is to live your life the way that truly make you feel alive. Really. Do shit that make you happy. Stop doing shit for other people. Like this podcast. I do this shit because it makes me happy. But I also want to teach other people a different way of thinking. A different logic, hence the name. I want to show people a different logical way of thinking. Really my logical way of thinking. Because I feel like, I mean, it might sound crazy, but I feel like I got a lot of sense, like common sense. And I feel like a lot of people don't have common sense. So a lot of the shit I say to some people, they be like, oh, damn, that's crazy. Like, where you get that from? Like, I was telling one of my friends. I was talking to one of my dad's friends. He's probably in his 50s. And I told him something real simple. All I said was, because first of all, he was asking me, because he comes to my dad's house like every day. He works with my dad, so he was asking me. He's like, hey man, I see you over here sometimes. Like, you don't ever talk. You just be chilling, doing your thing on your computer or whatever. I stepped up to him. I told him, I said, you know what? I said, because it's 80% thinking, 20% talking. Think about that. 80% thinking, 20% talking. I do a lot of thinking. I really do. It could be about some crazy shit. It could be about some dumb shit. It could be about some real shit. It could be about some sad shit. I'm just always thinking. I'm a really mental person. I like to. It probably sounds weird, but I like to be stuck in my thoughts sometimes. That's where I do most of my work. Really, that's when I do most of my talking, is to myself, like me and my conscience. That's how I communicate throughout the day most of the time. I don't really talk to other people. I really talk to myself and talk to other people, because I feel like I say, other motherfuckers don't have no common sense, and I feel like I have all the common sense. Like I can literally sit and have a conversation with myself for hours, asking questions, answering my own questions. Like, it's weird as fuck, but I'm a really mental person when it comes to that type of shit. Those who appreciate your sense of courage will light your way. No, that's also a true statement, because I don't want to say this is because of me, but I was telling my brother, since I've started this podcast in the beginning of February, I've seen a lot of my Facebook friends. They've been starting to do their own type of thing. They haven't been doing podcasts, but I see some of them starting to, think outside the box a little more, I guess I could say. I see a lot of people starting YouTube channels. A lot of people doing, like, just trying to get out more, doing makeup tutorials. If they could have been knew how to do makeup. I ain't never thought of doing no makeup tutorial, but I don't know. Ever since I started doing podcasts, now they want to start putting their shit out on the internet as well. So I mean, I don't know. It could be the courage of me doing what I'm doing, rubbing off on other people, giving them that sense of their own sense of courage. You know what I'm saying? just by you doing good things and positive things, trust me, it will rub off on the people around you. Just like me doing a podcast, I had my friend Johnny call me the other day. He called me saying how he wanted to start doing, I think it was like custom airbrush clothes and shoes and stuff. Like, why not? Go ahead. So I think that's a great idea. Why not? But that's what I'm saying. This type of positive work, I would say, because everything that everybody else doing nowadays is just, I would say, is basic. I see everybody doing the same thing, and not to bash nobody, because I know I have brothers that rap and make music and this and that, but everybody want to be a rapper. Every girl want to be a stripper. Everybody want to get the ass shots and the titty shots, and everybody want to have the fucking most drip for sale and all this bullshit. Like, who cares about that? That type of shit, 5, 10, 15 years ain't gonna mean shit. That shit is not gonna mean a damn thing to nobody but your stupid ass if you still stuck in that retarded ass mindset. That shit ain't gonna do nothing. Having the best clothes in town, having the fattest ass around, that's not gonna do nothing. That's not gonna do nothing. And I hate to see people wait 5, 10, 15 years until they figure that shit out. That's why I do stuff like this. And I try to talk to people, try to talk some sense into some people, into doing something differently. But just like the humans we are, we ain't gonna let nobody tell us shit. Especially if it ain't no shit, especially if it's some shit that we don't want to hear. Us as humans, we have selective listening. We only hear the shit that we want to hear. We don't want to listen to everything, whether it's good or bad or in the middle. I take all advice. That don't mean I take it and run with it. I listen to all advice, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I take what I like from that advice, then I take what I know from myself, and I put it together and try to create something new. That's what I do. Y'all don't gotta be like me. God damn it. Y'all don't gotta be like me. But that's what I do. I take advice from other people. Not all of it. Because trust me, you should know some dumb shit when you hear it. Because 9 times out of 10, it's going to sound like some fucking dumb shit. And you should be able to decipher between that type of shit. And if you can't, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You just a lost ass nigga. But I do listen to everybody, what they say, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the stupid shit. But that don't mean I'm finna take all that and put it into work. No, hell no. Fuck that. You can't do what everybody do. That shit will get you fucked up. What they good at, you might not be good at. But you could possibly find some way for them to give you some assistance, or they could show you a way. And like I said, they could show you a way. You could take what you know and try to make something new. Or you can just be a follower and do exactly what the fuck they do. I don't know. I choose to lead and follow. That's just me. I'm not no following ass nigga. I don't like to do the same shit that other people do. I don't even like wearing the same fucking clothes other people have. Like, do you know how pissed off I get when I see somebody who got the same shirt or pants or some shit that I bought? I don't even have to be wearing it at that time. If I see a shirt that I have and another nigga got that, I'm gonna probably go home and throw that shit away. Just cause that's just how I am. I just like to be different. I don't want to be seen as the same as nobody. Don't compare me to no motherfucker. Cause trust me, on no cocky shit, I'm better than them. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But no nigga can compare to me. Hands down. I can't be no following ass nigga. That's crazy. It's not in my DNA, bro. Now, I'm gonna get to the second point. Miss Whitney, she says, we are expressing a side of ourselves that they wish they could but feel like they can't. This is good. I like this one. Because I feel the same exact way about a lot of people. Like I said, with this podcast. While I'm on air and I'm recording, I'm expressing a side of myself that people wish they could. Not saying you can't. Anybody can do this. I mean, shit. Y'all say I make it look easy, right? So then it's easy. You know what to do. If you want to start a podcast, I'll help you out. Shit. Shout out to Ashley D. I'm trying to work something with her, man. Shout out to her. She get the picture. But anybody can do this shit, man. But don't ever feel like you can't do something. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell everybody, if it's a will, it's a way. Like I said, I had the will to start a podcast, so I made a way. I wrote some stuff down, took some notes on podcasting, wrote down what kind of equipment I need. I went and bought a mic, pop filter, boom arm, a computer. At the studio, we, soundproof walls, a recording booth for the boys who making their music. All that shit, man. It's that willpower. You can't just sit on your ass and expect shit to come to you. You really can't. And this is another thing that I heard from somebody. This might make people mad. I can't remember exactly how it went, but he said something like, this goes for the Christians, and I am Christian myself, but you cannot sit home or sit around and pray to God thinking that the next day or in the next week or next month or so it's just going to pop up in front of you just because you prayed for it. No, it don't work like that. I feel like you would pray for it and then you still have to work towards it. Nothing will come to you handed. Unless you're daddy's little girl and daddy drives Benz and makes fucking 6-7 figures a year, then maybe you might get whatever the fuck you want. But other than that, no. It don't come that easy, and it definitely don't come overnight. So for the people who do want to step out and express themselves the way they really want to in a different way, it's as simple as that. You got to step out. You got to do it. You got to have that willpower. You can't be sitting at home thinking and saying shoulda, coulda, woulda, but then in a few years later it's going to be you didn't. Because that's what everybody going to be saying. Oh, man, I could have did this. I would have did this. I should have did this. What are you going to say? But you didn't. Why didn't you? Oh, well, I got this person pregnant, or I got kids, or I got this and that, I got school, I got work. Look, I wish I had my book right now so I could quote that. But for the people who haven't read Charlamagne's book, the first book, Black Privilege, please go buy this book. Like, I'm telling you, it's a New York was New York Times bestseller for a reason. It really is. And he had a subchapter in this book called 168 Hours. That's what I wish I had the book so I can quote it exactly, but I was even explaining it to my brother. He say, you have 168 hours in a week total. In a week in total. You work 40 hours a week. Where's my phone? Let me do some quick math. Let's see if I can get this shit right. So let's see. You start off with 168 hours in a week, minus 40 for the people who work full jobs or any kind of overtime you're getting. That leaves you with 128 hours. Now, let's take out, I think you took out an hour for things like eating, family time, doing chores, stuff like that. So let's see, let's minus 10 hours. So that's 118. Then he took out, what did he take out? He took out, see, I need a book for the shit. But at the end of all this shit, at the end of this 168 hours, after he calculated his work, or he minus his work, minus all his personal business, family business, private business, he was left with about 60 hours left in a week. So basically what he's saying, what are you doing with those remaining hours in your week? Are you sitting on your ass and praying and hoping and shoulda, coulda, woulda? Or are you coming home from work tired as fuck, knowing you tired, and clocking in on your dreams? That's how it should be. That's how I do. And I try to stick to it. I mean, I feel like that's the only way it's going to come to you. When you get home from work, and you say you have a dream and you really want it, it's a passion of yours. For the people who do music, you come home from work or school, you better go in that room and write some fucking bars. Or get your ass in the studio. Or even for the people who strip, if you doing it as a passion, you come home from school or work, you know what the fuck to do. You better go buy a stripper pole and be practicing some shit in your room if you want to get some money or some skill or whatever the fuck. For the people who sing, same shit. Pay for some singing lessons or something. Practice in your mirror in the room or something. It's practice. It's willpower. It's determination. It's that thrive, that crave, and that urge to do better and to be better. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit around and expect things to pop up. It don't happen like that. It don't. You gotta put some work into it. Now I'm gonna read this again for y'all. This is the second point she made. We're expressing a side of ourselves they wish they could but feel like they can't. There's another thing she said. When someone feels like they can't have something you have, it's normal for them to become distant because you are a reminder of what they didn't have or what they don't have. Now that is very true. Like I said, I agree with everything she's saying here. Hands down. When someone feels like they can't have something you have, it's normal for them to become distant because you are a reminder of what they don't have. And that kind of goes back to the top of the second point where it says we're expressing the side of ourselves they wish they could, but they feel like they can't. It's the same thing. And I've had friends like that as well. That's why, if you do follow me on social media, on my Loop Logic podcast on Facebook, Loop Logic podcast on Twitter, you will see that I post a lot of rants. I rant a lot. And it be because of shit like this sometimes. Like, it makes me mad, bro. It pisses me off. Just because I'm doing something good or positive for my own benefit, why would that push you away? Because I'm bringing positivity, and that's pushing you away. Positive shit, positive vibes are pushing you away. Do that even make sense? Like, why would anybody feel some type of way for somebody else trying to better themselves? That's the shit I don't understand. That's why we have movies like fucking Paid in Full. One nigga eating more than the other nigga, and he get jealous and want to try to rob him or fucking shoot him. Like, why we can't just do shit together, bro? I don't understand that. Let this shit rub off on you. Shit, learn something from me. Talk with me. I'll teach you some of my tricks if you need them. For real. I mean, I'm not a professional. I'm not the best. I'm still an amateur in this game, but I mean, I'm learning every day, and I'm studying my craft. I'm working hard at it, and pretty soon, whether you like it or not, you gonna say it's getting better, and you gonna gravitate towards it. That's why I don't even. That's why I do rant, but I don't try to let it get the best of me, because I do know the shit that I'm talking about. Pretty soon, like I said, I told somebody that I feel like around October, if I'm still doing this podcast, which I am still going to be doing this podcast, people is going to start to gravitate towards this shit because they see that I'm not stopping. They see that I'm not going to stop, and I'm steady going to be posting about it. So it's either you're going to look at it or you're going to leave it alone. Are you going to listen to it or you're going to leave it alone? You don't have to. I would like for you to. You might learn something. That is my purpose, is to teach a little raggedy motherfucker something. Get the damn peanut butter out your ears and listen sometimes. Maybe you could do something positive instead of trying to fucking go out and shoot some goddamn body for no fucking reason. Like, we got to change the stigma, man. Like, people, this is another thing Charlamagne said. I love Charlamagne. I quote him so much. But this is another thing he say. People love negativity. And people go for negativity. So why do you think on Facebook, when you see a video of a fight or a quote unquote racist joke or a racist meme or something that's fucked up, but everybody in the comments is laughing about it, cracking jokes, and those are that's the shit that goes viral, is the negative shit. Why? Because people love negativity. Now let's flip this to me. Remember when I was posting my podcast and all this stuff all through May about mental health awareness? Some people was listening. Not all of them. Even on my Facebook story, I seen my numbers go from, and this is specifically for my podcast shit because I know I'm trying to do something positive. When I'm posting my podcast post, I see my viewers, for the people who's watching my story and watching my podcast post, I see the numbers go from 30 to 22 to 18 to 13. Sometimes I only get 5, 6, 7 people looking at this shit. Why? Because it's positivity. Now, if I go on my phone and post a fucking meme on my story, everybody's looking at that shit. 30 people, 32, 35. I'm like, where the fuck are these niggas coming from? I posted some shit the other day I had nearly 50 people view that shit. I've never seen that on none of my podcast posts. Never. So why is it that negativity gets so much praise and then the positivity don't? Why is that? Why? I want real answers. I don't want to hear no, oh, it's funny. No, I don't give a fuck. I can clearly see that the shit's funny, but why? Like, when somebody do something good, like, say if a nigga post a video about helping the earth and recycling, nobody's gonna retweet that shit or repost it. The only people who gonna retweet it or repost it are the motherfuckers who care about the earth, who genuinely care about the earth, or the people who's already recycling that shit without a thought. They gonna do it because that's what they do. Now, to the other motherfuckers, they gonna see that shit as corny. They don't give a fuck. That's lame. This and that. Okay, it's gonna be lame in a few years when your ass burning up outside because fucking global warming is actually coming. Y'all don't feel that shit? Step out the door. Especially in Florida, we know. Oh, if anybody getting global warming, nigga, we getting some global warming in Florida. Bitch, it's always been global warming down here, nigga. It's a sunshine state. It's been hot as fuck for forever. And it ain't doing nothing but getting hotter. So all you little dumb motherfuckers who saying recycling is lame and doing this and that, y'all might as well move to Mars or move to the sun if you want to be fucking burning up. Because I don't want to be burning up. I want to sit in the goddamn AC. That's the best thing we got in Florida. So all you little negative nasty niggas, take y'all dumbasses on a rocket, go on right up to Mars and shit with the aliens and go burn up there. Cause we don't need your negative asses down here. We want all positivity on our planet. Fuck the bullshit. Take all the little negative niggas and put their ass somewhere else. Everybody tired of that negative shit, man. Come on. We getting too old for that shit. Now, I'm gonna go to another point. She say this not third point. I'm still on the second one. She says, I'm gonna go back and read this over. When someone feels like they can't have something you have, it's normal for them to become distant because you are a reminder of what they don't have. Then she says, forgive them anyway, love them hard, and keep it fucking moving. And these are her words. Genicca Whitney, these are her words. Keep it fucking moving. That's what she said, not me. Forgive them anyway, love them hard, and keep it fucking moving. I try to forgive y'all. I try to. I really do. I really do. But y'all make it hard, boy. People talk shit about me posting positive shit. Like, that's the crazy shit. People literally having a straight up argument because I'm trying to do something good. They're like, oh, you think you know it all, this and that. No, I never said that. If your ass would listen, using little raggedy ass satellite dishes on the side of your head, you would see I never said that I knew it all. I say I do research. So that clearly right there tells you I don't know it all. And that tells me that you're not listening. I know I don't know it all. But I do my research and I speak on the best way. I speak on it the best way I can. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm still an amateur in this game and I'm still learning. But why is it so hard for people to just be positive and just keep that floating in the air instead of negativity and just hatred and racism and just like, why is all this shit even around? But like she say, forgive them anyway. Love them hard. I ain't gonna love no racist nigga, but love them hard and keep it fucking moving. That's all you gotta do. When you see them, a high and by. That's all they need. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. I'm gonna go to number 3. Number 3, she says they simply just don't get it. And I agree with that as well. Some people come to me, they say that they don't understand why I'm doing this podcast or what am I trying to get out of this podcast. I ain't really trying to get too much but a motherfucker to listen. And I'm not saying I want y'all to listen just so I can have another view or another listen added on to my numbers. No. If that was the case, I would tell y'all not to listen. When I say listen, I mean actually get some Q-tips, dig that shit in your fucking ears, get all that brown shit out, and listen. Actually use your ears and listen, bro. Don't just hear it and let it go through. Listen to it. Take it in. Think about it. Observe it and try to use it in your life and just see if something changes. That's what I want. I mean, I might be a little more than listening, but that's what I want. Just listen and understand the logic. If you really listen to my podcast, I feel like you will understand the loop logic of things. I really do. And this goes back to my episode 1 when I was talking about females and we was calling them bitches and hoes and all that type of shit. But that was for a specific reason. Of course, I know y'all all not bitches and hoes. Of course. Because I have a mother. I have sisters. I have cousins. I have aunties. And none of them are not that. I have plenty respect for women. But what I was saying was totally different. What y'all was doing, y'all wasn't listening. Y'all just heard it. Y'all just heard the bitches and hoes part and y'all ran with it. No. You gotta listen. First of all, pause this episode. Go get some Q-tips right now. Because half you motherfuckers that's listening to this right now, y'all not listening. Y'all half listening. That's like, I had somebody even tell me that. She say, I asked her, I said, have you listened to the podcast yet? Yeah, I've been listening to them, but I mean, I've been taking my time. I said, well, I mean, I probably came off the wrong way, kind of rushing her. But I said, well, like, what's taking you so long? She said, well, I like to make sure I listen to everything. I like to go back and make sure I listen to everything. See, now, that's good. I would rather you do that than to just try to speed through the podcast and tell me that you listen to it just to make me happy. No. Really let me know that you listened to it. Tell me some shit that you heard that you liked or you can relate to from my show. Put that in the comments and then the feedback and then the rates and reviews and shit. Like, let me see that y'all interacting with the show and y'all really, this is something that can relate to y'all. You can't just listen to shit. And this is another thing. I tell people all the time. If you can listen to music, you can listen to a podcast. You listen to music, I bet you know every fucking song or every word of that song or of your favorite song. All y'all girls know every goddamn word to the City Girls and Cardi B and fucking Meg the Horse, whatever the fuck y'all call that bitch. all the niggas, y'all know all the Migos songs and the Baby and Lil Baby and all these babies, whatever the fuck they is. Y'all know all their damn lyrics, all that cussing and shooting and fucking and fighting, all that type shit. But when it comes to actually sitting down having a real conversation with real people, aka the Loop Logic Podcast, y'all don't want to listen to a goddamn thing. Why is that? Do I gotta put beats back on in the background for y'all to listen? Is that the only way y'all gonna see this as quote unquote bars? Shit, I had somebody tell me to take the music out because they couldn't really flow with the conversation. You just gotta listen, man. You gotta really, really try to listen. Use your ears. Really use them. Don't just let them sit there for decoration. You know, they big as fuck. We know that, but you know, you listen. I know you can hear, but can you listen? Is the question. Now, like she said on number 3. They simply don't get it. Someone who dares to be different, who wants more out of life and reaches for it, however, is misunderstood by people who are complacent in life. And boy, did that shit touch me. Someone who dares to be different, who wants more out of life and reaches for it, however, is misunderstood by people who are complacent in life. And like I said, if you're a good listener, you probably found the answer by yourself in that right there. Now let me read it again for the retarded niggas in the back. Someone who dares to be different, who wants more out of life and reaches for it, however, is misunderstood by people who are complacent in life. Just like how I said, if you sit your lazy couch potato ass on the couch all day, you ain't gonna get nowhere. So of course, if I'm out here putting my all into something, and you sitting at the house, and you sitting at the house being complacent, you're not gonna understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because what I'm doing is you could never see yourself getting off that couch and doing. Your best talent is flipping through them channels. Like, come on, man. You gotta get off your ass, bro. Don't be complacent in life. Be constructive. It's just like a white woman told me a long time ago. I'll never forget this. I was being bad as fuck. I forgot what I was doing. I was literally just being bad as fuck, and I was breaking some shit. Like I think it was like a wooden fence. Like I think I was kicking it or something, just tearing that bitch apart. And the white lady seen me. She said, "Hey, why are you being so destructive? Try to be constructive instead of destructive." And that kind of stuck with me. But you know, I was young at the time. When she said constructive, I thought the bitch meant construction. Like, nigga, I don't want to work no damn construction job. But I knew what she meant to a certain extent. Be constructive. Do something. Build something. Create something. Don't be the motherfucker who always tearing a bitch down and telling me you can't do this or you can't do this because I don't know how to do it. Like what the fuck kind of shit is that? Bitch, you can't rap because I don't know how to rap. Nah, nigga, you just don't know how to rap. Nigga, I don't gotta do shit with me. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Have a nigga ever told you some shit like that? You can't cook because I can't cook. No, bitch, you just can't cook. Nah, nigga. If anything, you need some more practice. The fuck? Ah, man, I wish a bitch would. Talking about I can't do some shit because your fucking ragged ass can't, nigga. Nigga, please. Boy, you better go find something to do. Here's another one she said. Like I said, I'm going to read over this point again. Number 3, she says, they simply don't get it. Someone who dares to be different, who wants more out of life and reaches for it, however, is misunderstood by people who are complacent in life. Then she says, don't waste your time trying to convince them to see what you see. They're entitled to their own opinion on how to live, and so are you. Am I psychic or something? Didn't I just say that? Now, for the motherfuckers who was listening, they would say, you just said that. But niggas who ain't, no, you didn't say that. You just reading off the paper. Okay, we'll go back and listen. Damn it. Stop being hard-headed. Open up your ears, man. Your satellite dish has got low signal or something. Don't waste your time trying to convince them Don't waste your time trying to convince them to see what you see. They are entitled to their own opinion on how to live, and so are you. I do agree with this statement, but I also have a problem with this too. Because this is, I'm not gonna lie, I know y'all probably see it yourself. This is kind of something I do. Now, I try to force people to, I don't want to say force, but I do kind of press people about listening to my podcast because, like I said, if you follow me on Facebook at Loop Logic Podcast, and if you're a good listener and you're a good observer, like I posted on my podcast page once before, my podcasts are subliminal messages. For people who don't know what subliminal means hidden. It's a hidden message. It's like the fucking Da Vinci Code. Listen, decipher this shit. You gonna know what I'm talking about. And once you decipher, you go, oh, it's just like a rap song. A good lyricist, what does he do? He'll say some crazy shit. You might say it sucked before, but you keep listening to it. You like, oh, that's what that nigga meant. Nigga, now that's real bars. If you gotta go back and try to figure out what a nigga meant, those are bars. That's bars right there. But like I said, I got a problem with this as well. I try not to press people too much about listening to it. But like I say, I have such a deep message in every single one of my podcasts. This is part of the reason why it takes me so long to drop a podcast, because I do my research and I want to make sure every episode is a certain way and sends out the message that I want to send out. And I just want to make sure it's done the right way. Don't waste your time trying to convince them to see what you see. They're entitled to their own opinion on how to live, and so are you. I do feel like I be wasting my time sometimes. Most of the time, I do waste my time. I know people who have me on Facebook. I know y'all probably seen the link in your inbox once or twice or 5 times. Hey, listen to my podcast. Subscribe, share. Listen, tell a friend. Tell 2 friends. I'm telling you this for a reason. You don't gotta listen to every episode, but listen to one and listen. That's the key word for this week is listen. Like really try to. I really want y'all to try to use your ears. For real, if you really sit down and listen, you have no idea how much you will learn. I learned that way back in school. I used to be a fucking horrible math student. I'm not even gonna cap. I made F's, D's and F's and C's at the highest. all through math. But it was just because, but all in my other classes I had A's and B's. Why? Because in math I wasn't a good listener. I wasn't interested in the shit. I don't like math. I tried to listen, but it was just too hard. But one day I thought, okay, I'm trying to make straight A's and B's. I'm trying to get my grades up. So I know the one class I need to focus in is math. Now I started focusing. I actually started listening. Stopped fucking around with my friends so much and actually started listening and doing my work. Actually trying to participate, trying to answer questions and all this. My grade went up. You know why? Because I listened. All that other time before, yeah, I heard the teacher talking, but that shit just went in one ear and out the other. Then I turned back around and started talking to my homeboys and shit. But you gotta listen. You really gotta listen. That's the key word for today. I might just change the whole topic of this shit. I ain't gonna even make it about strangers no more. It's gonna be about listening and bringing positivity into the world. That's what this episode gonna be about. Try to do something positive. Try to get people to listen. Try to get them to listen to my podcast, really. Fuck all the other shit. Send them my shit. But if you really want the question to be answered, why do I think strangers support better than friends and family? It's those 3 reasons right there. 1, because sometimes friends and families become intimidated by us. 2, we're expressing a side of ourselves that they wish they could but feel like they can't. And 3, they just simply don't get it. They don't understand why we do the things we do. That's why family and friends don't support. Because this was going to happen for anybody who's doing something like a podcast, or if you're making music, or you're doing something on your own, or to get yourself out there into the public. You probably have a supportive family and supportive friends. But you really ain't going to start seeing niggas support you until some income start coming in or some real publicity start popping up. That's when motherfuckers really gonna act like they fuck with you. That's when niggas, oh, that's my dog, man. I've been on his podcast since day one. This and that. Yeah, you was on one fucking episode. Most of the people who've been on the episode don't even share the episode on their page. So why the fuck were you on my podcast? I don't know. I wanted to have you as a guest. But I also want you to share my shit as well. For real. I do this shit for a reason, man. But going back to the reason why I feel like strangers support better than friends and family is because of those 3 reasons. They're intimidated by us. They feel like they can't do it. And they just don't get it. They just don't get it. If they seen what you seen, maybe they would get it. The intimidation, I would just call it cowardness. You're scared to go outside the box. You're scared to be an outcast, kind of. Because everybody's doing the same thing, like rapping and stripping and this and then that and then all this type shit. But as soon as somebody started doing something crazy, like, okay, you see how we got rappers, R&B singers, all this and that. Let a nigga just come out the blue and just start doing some crazy shit like contemporary jazz music or some shit. They gonna look at that nigga like he's fucking stupid or he's crazy. Whose studio you finna come in and record that shit? That's what they gonna tell you. But look, this nigga got a dream. If you want to be the next damn Louis Armstrong, let him do the shit. What that got to do with you? You just recording him. Why you got to critique this man's shit? Because you don't know how to do it. A stranger would never do that. All the strangers I've told about my podcast, they have been absolutely 100,000% supportive. And that is no lie. So, next time you do something for the public or something outside of the box and you tell a friend or family, tell 3 people. Tell a close friend, tell a close family member, and then you tell a stranger. And then let's see who listened the best. Let's see who actually pay attention to actually go out of their way to try to fuck with you. Family gonna listen to it because you're family. Friends gonna listen to it maybe because y'all close friends. Even if some of your good friends, they might not even listen to it just because they don't care. But a stranger, they're totally new to everything that you're doing. So they don't know what kind of person you are. They don't know. You could be an asshole. You could be a nice dude. You could be uppity. You could be high class acting. All of that. But they don't know that. If I tell the stranger about my podcast and tell him to listen, he's not going to know that I'm an asshole off the jump. But what he is going to do is he's going to judge me off my podcast. Family and friends, they going to judge you off you. Before the podcast or before the music or before whatever you're doing. They going to judge you from then and go from there. So you could be the asshole rapper, but to the stranger, you just a rapper. To the in the family, you could be that aggravating nigga that do the podcast, but to a stranger, you could be just a nigga that do a podcast. Now, which one sound like they gonna listen? I feel like that stranger would listen. Everybody that don't gotta agree, but I feel like the stranger would listen. And to my statistics and numbers, yes, the strangers have been listening. So thank you, family and friends. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Because if you did do anything, the one thing you did do is push it to another stranger who's gonna listen. Then sooner or later, I'm gonna have a bunch of strangers listening, which is going to gain publicity. That's when the friends and family going to come. Oh, you still doing the podcast? You still make music? Oh, that's what's up, bro. Hell yeah, bro. See, I knew you was going to make it, bro. I knew you was going to make it. I ain't never heard you say no shit like this before. But now I'm making it. It's too late. I already done fucking made it. I'm good on that. Moral of the story is support one another. Whatever the fuck they do, support them. Don't try to knock somebody down because of what they do. I probably do it too. I probably do. I probably don't notice. I probably done it. But if I have, I don't remember off the top of my head, but if I have, everybody, let's start with a clean slate today. Let's try to support each other than throw some negativity on somebody's creativity. Let's see how different shit will be. Everybody just have a positive comment to say. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got something good to say. then how could it be bad vibes if it's all good? That's what I'm trying to get to. Positive vibes. Support one another. Be there for each other. Give them the HBO special. Help a brother out. That's what it's gonna be all about. Support. This is the Loop Logic Podcast. Thank you for listening.